I was brought up in Paisley, born in Reading, England. Parents moved back to Paisley, brought up in Paisley. Moved down to England again, down to Sculthorpe. Moved back to Scotland, lived here for, 30 years, give or take. I moved back down to Gloucester, where I stayed for the next 4 years, where this happened, where my first head injury happened.
What were you doing when you were down in Gloucester? What were you working as?
I started working at a company called Room. It sold like furniture, etc. And I hated the job. Boss hated me, so I left. And I worked for a company called Blockbuster Video. And I worked there for 8 months. And coming home from work one night, the 8th of May, 2002, I was assaulted, and they found my first head injury. And for the next 2 months, I was in hospital. Well, 2.5 months.
What actually happened to you?
They're not sure. Coming home from work, I was assaulted. They're not sure why, what happened. But the good news, this is going to sound strange, the good news, they found I had a cyst and I needed surgery, immediate surgery. So they got a professor, Hugh Cockham, to come from Bristol. I had to move into Bristol Hospital, Frenchy, there, and they performed immediate brain surgery the next day. So from the 9th of May till the, probably 30th of July, I was in hospital.
What did you like about working in Blockbuster Video?
Just helping folk. Folk can come and ask you daft questions like, what's this quote from? And you think, I'd pull out in a hand, it's a quote from this film or that film, and go find if I've got the film in and go and pick it up for them. Back then it was all videos or very few DVDs. So
how do you know that?
I'm sad. I used to work for, before that I worked for Global Video for 5 years, so again, near enough every night I'd take home a video and watch it. And I knew the quotes. And again, I've got the internet, so I'd check IMDb, Internet Movie Database, and check the quotes, and add quotes to them myself.
So you're a bit of a film buff, are you?
Yeah, I guess I am.
So you had this horrendous experience.
Yeah.
And what age were you when that happened?
I was 31 when it happened, 32 in the next few days, just before my 32nd birthday, 6 days before my 32nd birthday.
And your life must have changed?
Quite dramatically, yes.
How did it change?
Couldn't work. For about 3 months I stayed in the house, wouldn't go out, so too scared to go out.
Did you used to do martial arts?
I did, yes, unfortunately. Done karate for 16 years and done aikido for 6. And that's what really gets my nerves. I probably could have defended myself, but I didn't get a chance to defend myself, thankfully. But I'm not sure what happened if I did defend myself. If I won, this is, someone happened with a cyst. And if I didn't win, I don't know what happened now.
Yeah, so you had this horrendous brain injury.
Yep.
And that you were 31 years old, and
It
your
was
life started to change. How did it actually affect you physically and mentally?
Didn't want to go out. I just stay in my house and do nothing for the next, say, 3-4 months. Bored me senseless. But I felt terrible myself. Couldn't do anything for myself. So I didn't want to go out. So say for the next 4 months I stayed in the house and do nothing.
So you were in Gloucester. You were subject to a vicious multiple assault.
Yeah.
And you were in hospital for 3 months. So tell me about the effect that had on you physically and mentally. Physically first and then mentally.
Physically I had no memory of anything happened, so I didn't know what happened at all that night. And physically wise, I found it harder to walk, harder to do anything, harder to be normal, I guess. And for the next about 4 or 5 months, I didn't see a psychologist, deal with my memory. That's all they could do in Gloucester. No physiotherapy, nothing at all like that. But again, for the next 4 or 5 months, I went to see, forget the gent's name, but when you see him, and I felt better afterwards. 5 months later, I felt fine. So I started going to the house to do what I had to do.
And what did you do then? What kind of stuff were you doing?
Just shopping, walking about. I couldn't sit in the house. We had a 1-bedroom flat probably smaller than this area here, and get up in the morning and the whole house is going to close in. It's sort of closing in on me. So I got out and just went for a walk. Made a lot of friends there. They own, own video shops or computer shops. I'd go in and chat to them for about an hour and a half. Then go back home and feel better. I get out of the house. I felt awake and alive at the time.
Okay. So you were still in Gloucester then?
Yeah.
And then did you come back up?
My folks phoned me, said they've got a chance for a house up here if I wanted it, so I did. My dad picked us up, we came back up here. I sent for the house, went back down to Gloucester, waited for another about 6 months and got a phone call. They come up, the house is yours if you want it. So we moved up. The house had to get sort of gutted, etc. So again for the months, saving my parents, and moved into the house. My ex and I moved into the house, and not like back since. It's been 6 years now. And
so you moved back up to your home area, and you started to rebuild your life, but something else happened.
On the 28th of August 2007, I had a stroke. My sister's brother's joint birthday party. Walking up, I felt a pain in my right leg, like a dead leg here. And walking up the stairs later on that day, I collapsed and hit the floor. And the next thing I remember was looking at two folk in green uniforms staring at me, thinking, "Who the heck are you?" It was the paramedics. Get into the ambulance, take it up to the Surgeon General, where they told me you've had a stroke, you had a basal ganglia brain bleed. And I found, again, wanted to know what that was, so found out as much as I could about the brain bleed. And 6 days later, they got down for an angiogram, and that was it. That was all they could do for me. Go home. Next day, the angiogram, you had to stay in bed for the next 12 hours. Next day, nothing we can do for you, you're fine, go home. I went home.
And what was it that specifically that they had uncovered?
They're not sure. They know the cyst, but just the blood vessel in the brain erupted, it exploded, causing me to bleed. And I got a large. They showed me a picture of my brain afterwards, and it goes brain, big hole, brain. So the cyst caused the rupture, the brain bleed caused blood to enter the cavity, and it grew larger and larger.
Tell me about the cyst and why that's a kind of unique thing that in your circumstance.
It's because my cyst, where the cyst is originated, this is your brain. My cyst is in the middle of my brain. They'd have to slice and dice me, which they won't do, thankfully. So nothing I can do with it. Still got my cyst. They can't remove it at the moment, but you never know what happens later on.
And how did they discover you had this cyst?
Again, after the first head injury, CT scan in Gloucester found the cyst. They got into Frenchy Hospital Bristol, done an MRI scan, and found what the cyst looked like, how big the cyst was. I thought I made immediate surgery for the shunt, this little lump here, which I found going up to the concert hall. Very few people could actually see. I can see it perfectly well, but again, I've been there for 9 years. But very few people can actually see it unless you look at it. So I've got a cyst and nobody can see it.
But the cyst itself, would they have discovered it if it hadn't been for your original brain injury?
No. After the assault, no. If I wasn't assaulted, according to the doctors in Gloucester, I'd either walk to work, walking to the street, I'd collapse, I'd go to bed one night and I'll wake up in the morning, simple as that. So if they hadn't knocked the 7 shades of, you know what, out of me, I wouldn't be here. You'd be talking to an empty chair.
And how does that make you feel?
Scared but happy. Scared because they had to knock the 7 shades of crap out of me, but happy because they did knock the 7 shades of crap out of me and I'm still here to talk about it. So it's quite sort of half happy and half really angry it happened. But I'm still here to talk about it, so I couldn't care less. Well, I could care less, but I couldn't care less.
Since you've been back here, you've become, well, how long have you been involved with BN?
For 5 years this year. We've started up at the Barn campus, I forget the name of the place now. And we started up there in one wee tiny room. And about 2-3 months after we started, we're trying to get a group together who'd like to be the secretary. I thought I'll try, give a chance, put my hand up. And they picked me, and I haven't looked back since. I'm glad they picked me, because I've got something to do in my life. Get up, use the computer, phone folk, go and help with the ABI team at the barn to get things like buses organised, trips organised. So I've got a job to do. I enjoy doing my job.
You do a lot of work for BN, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I guess I do. To me, it's not a lot of work, but according to the group, yeah, I'll do a lot of work for it.
So tell us what BN means to you.
BN means helping each other out, helping folk like myself with a head injury out, going out on trips, going to like Belair Drummond, went to the King's Theatre, the Pavilion in Glasgow, People's Palace as well, we went to. Just go out and enjoy ourselves. We don't feel like we're stuck in the house doing nothing all day. I've got to say, it helps me a lot, and I guess hopefully helps the other folk as much as it helps me.
Has the work of BN and the support you get from the ABI team at Western Barton, has that helped you to adjust?
Yeah. I felt when it first happened, like, what I'm going to do, just end me. Just, end it now. I couldn't care less, nothing else to do. But after meeting the ABI team, I ain't going to be angry when you told your secretary, I've got a job to do, I've got things to do that I enjoy doing. As simple as that. And hopefully the ABI team and the BN group are happy with me doing the job I do as well.
Can you tell me about some of your hopes for the future?
I'll get a job eventually. Don't care if it takes another 10 years, but I'll eventually get a job. Then I'm going to be 51 if I get a job in 10 years' time. That I'm getting old, of course. But again, I feel funny getting old after what happened. After the first head injury, I feel funny getting old. And after the second one, I feel really funny getting up. Thinking, I know that he's done. I feel happy when I wake up in the morning, but I feel quite weird that I'm awake.
Tell me, Stephen, about what you actually do as secretary. What does it involve, being the secretary of BN?
Right, William Whitelaw, the community worker who works in Clydebank, Alexander Street in Clydebank, once or twice a month I go up to his office and I contact bus companies. Say we're going out to like King's Theatre, I contact the King's Theatre to let them know what's coming up, find out how much it's going to cost, and phone the bus company to get the bus company organised for us to go up. Write out the agenda for that week or that day, saying what time the bus will pick them up in Dumbarton, Alexander, Dumbarton, Clydebank, and where it's going to, what time we'll pick us back up later on in the night and get back home, again where it stops off at home. So I'm going to see Willie Whitelaw, he gives us a lot of hand doing that, so without him or his help I would find it very difficult to do.
But without your input?
Again, same for him, he'd find it very difficult to do himself.
Okay. And you've shown a huge amount of commitment to BN over the years on that as well?
I guess I have, yeah. It's been 5 years this year. I enjoy doing it because I enjoy seeing the happy faces when they finish. And their happy faces make me feel so much better than going to see whatever, like Robin Hood up in the Pavilion in Glasgow. They're happy, I'm happy, simple as that.
So tell us about the actual meetings themselves. You do this good news, bad news thing. Explain how that all works.
Like I'll say my name's Stephen Coughlin. Good news is, lovely day outside, nice weather, it's quite dry. Bad news is, something bad happened to you, like I had to pay another £10 to get my electricity working today, or £10 to get my gas working, silly things like that. But for us, it's bad news. So simple as that. And then we feel like we know more about the person we're talking to or talking to us.
So, if you were telling people about what can they do to help themselves if they're in your kind of situation?
Talk to a social worker, see if you can get a hold of a social worker who can give you a hand with that. Check if there's a group like the EBI team in your area. There's very few of them around this area in Scotland at all. But find out if there is and go and have a chat with them. I was up at the concert hall with the SHIF, Scottish Head Injury Forum, and they had a meeting on, and it was from up north, all over Scotland, mainly up north in the islands, etc. There's very few groups, like us around. There's only one or two of them I heard of. But again, they help each other out. They know it's like having a head injury, and they help each other out, help the other folk with like us or like them, just to sort of combat it or get through it.
And would you suggest to other people that are in your situation, other people that have got a head injury, would you recommend that they either find out, and if a group doesn't exist, what should they do?
Group doesn't exist, find other members and try and get a group started. Talk to your social worker and see if you can get a group started. Yeah, because without this group I'd be stuck in the house lonely and bored of my skull. Because of the group I'm not, I've got things to do, I enjoy doing it. Actually I love doing this, I love seeing folk happy at the end of the day. But if not, yeah, try and get it sorted out, get a group going on. There was one from, I think it's called Shoulder to Shoulder up in I think it's in the islands. They started a group, and it's good fun to have another group like us. I thought we were alone, but we're not, with other groups starting up, so I'm happy, and happy-ish.
So you're kind of pioneers at BN with that, are you?
I guess we are, yeah. So again, it'll be, Scottish Head Injury, BN, top group, or what, number one. That's fine by me. As long as you can help other folk like myself, like the rest of the group, I'm happy.
Okay. And if you could speak to yourself 10 years ago, what advice would you give yourself?
Don't give up. You got a good life ahead of you. You're doing things you want to do and help other folk with the same things wrong. So keep it going, don't give up. Your life's not over yet. Not for another, say give me 50 years, 91, I'll be fine.